What's going on, guys? It's your boy Henry. Welcome back for another market update. There were some important levels that were touched today, okay? And these are worth talking about, okay? First of all, we have our first gap fill right here, all right? Our first one, our second one is all the way down here. And then you have the bottom target of this falling wedge, which is down here, right around here. And we can actually make that, we can make it right here, okay? So the target is around 373. All right, but your second gap fill is down there, and I do think we are going to make our way down here, and I'm going to be talking about this in today's video. Now, before I go into today's video, I'm just going to say I recorded a video and put it out like very early this morning. I probably put it out around 11 o'clock. It's because I saw this. I saw we have this, we have exactly this formation, this bump and run thing right here. Like, look at this one, right? Now look at what we have here. Like, this is literally that exact same thing. And then you come over here to QQ. It is the exact same thing again. And we had this drawn out. I said that we could possibly be in the weekly analysis. I said that we could possibly be bouncing at this level and forming a head and shoulders here. But either way, the result is going to be the same. We're going to break it. And it's either you have this sick, nasty trend line break that brings you, let me draw that. Oh, that is not at all what I wanted to do. I want to do that. And that brings you all the way down here, all right? That's going to be bringing you down to 400, all right? Where, like, do we have support down at 400? No, not really. I mean, unless you're trying to flip like this, that's a possibility. I don't think this is going to be the case, though. I think we're going to come right through that zone. I think we're coming down here, guys. In all honesty, I really do think we are going to be heading down there pretty quick, all right? I just want to remind you guys what happened last time we started falling. Let's go peak to trough here, all right? It's 12.8%. What's peak to 12.8%? It's almost this target, okay? That's pretty much this gap fill. 12.8% brings you right down to like 370. What would that be? 370. Either way, okay, it's around 380. All right, it's right around this gap fill here, and that's where honestly I'd say you got a good shot at reversing. But we're gonna have to wait and see to see what happens when these levels get hit. Like things are gonna form on the chart. Okay, they're gonna form on these oscillators here. And I actually don't have my RSI up. Now I have the RSI up. But look at how far you have gone here on with your daily oscillators. You're all the way down here again. But I want to point this out. Okay, everybody keep in mind. Look at that blue thing up here. You got your stochastic thing up here, and you got the blue one. So the blue one is over at 17.19. That is at 54 or 54. And when you were up here, you were here and you had a whole nother day of falling, and then you continued to fall from that level. You fell another 3% from that level. So I mean, once you got to here, you then fell on the next day, you fell another 4.3%. okay, so imagine if we did this. Imagine that. Imagine if we come all the way down here. Okay, so I mean, this is why I didn't take any profits yet. I didn't reach 100% gains yet. I considered taking them at this gap fill, and that's why I decided to private the other video and re-record this, because it did play out exactly how I expected to play out. This bump and run, and yeah, and we're probably going to continue down to this target. Most likely that is going to be hit sometime this week. I don't know if we just straight up fall down, but it does look like that is exactly what's going to be happening. Now, in this morning's video that I privated now, I said that it looks like we have a breakaway gap on the VIX, and at the time the VIX was nowhere close to here. The VIX was probably at like 2340, 2350 maybe. But it was nowhere close to where it got up to. This is crazy, okay? Like today, like VIX is producing crazy gains. Now I will say the SPY, those dated puts, I did look at it. If we bought the same date on those puts, we would have been up more today. But I'm pretty sure the theta would have, we would have probably gotten hit much harder than theta. Okay, I told you guys the VIX contracts, they're going to be less volatile, but they're going to be less volatile. That's what I want. Okay, this is like, they're going to get similar gains, not the greatest gains, but they're going to be up there. And they're not going to be as volatile, so we don't have to worry about getting wrecked. Like we started buying up here, okay? Like that's when I started buying. I started taking, and that was the August calls, by the way, guys. I don't know what they are at right now, but I imagine they are going to be coming back before August 30th. So I mean, all in all, if I held every single thing everything would have worked out. This, like, everything would have went according to plan. The September 21st calls would have completely paid for the August calls we were playing. And yeah, everything would have worked out, okay? Because I'm pretty sure we're gonna keep, like, we're gonna spike on the VIX. Like, this is a clear as day. You broke out of your wedge. There's no arguing, okay? But what I will say is funny about, I think it was over here on QQQ. What is very funny is, look at what happened. You literally gapped through your gap. You didn't get a chance to fill your gap because you just gapped through the gap fill. So now this is going to be an upward price magnet that's acting on this price. So maybe we come down, and maybe we really do come down here and we start bouncing up. I don't know. Or it just stays open. We have a gap way up here, I believe, that is open on the QQQ. And what I noticed is that QQQ gaps do not really fill nearly as often as SPY. Like we have another gap. No, we don't have another gap. We have one, we have two, we have, I think that's pretty much it. I think we filled all of the gaps. Did we? I mean, obviously we have those. Yeah, so pretty much we filled all the gaps. We have 4 gaps right now on the board. But look what happens with SPY, okay? Like, SPY didn't have those gaps form, right? They formed, but then they filled before SPY reversed down. Like, let's just look at that. So one of these gaps was formed on April 6th, and then we have another gap that was formed on April 11th. Both of these days on SPY, they did not, they filled the gaps before going down. And then you had April 11th. That was somewhere over here. Look at this. Like, you did, like, SPY filled the gap. So, for gap fills, guys, we're going to start looking at SPY instead of QQQ. I'm just letting you guys know, or at least I will be, and that's what I'm going to be calling out the channel. So technically, yeah, you guys will be as well. But yeah, I'm going to be paying a lot more attention to SPY's gap fills rather than QQQ's gap fills. I'm not expecting QQQ to start reversing off gap fills anymore. I'm expecting SPY to do so. All right, because, I mean, clear as day, QQQ did not fill its gaps, whereas SPY did. So that's got to mean something. And also, VIX 100%. Fills its gaps 100% of the time, and that is directly correlated with SPY. Now, we do have an open gap on SPY somewhere down here. I don't know where. Oh, right there. Look at that. We have a gap right here at 383. And then we probably do have 1 or 2 more gaps. Oh, no, we filled this in this bear market we got going on here. Guys, maybe this is a bear market rally. I don't know. Okay, I have no idea. We're really gonna have to see, do we break this low? Either way, even if we do break the low, guys, like, we're gonna be watching. I don't care if the bear market ends. I give no fucks. I really don't care, and you guys shouldn't either, okay? And it's strictly because, like, we're gonna, like, be waiting for our signals to come up anyway, and it does not matter what kind of market it is. It doesn't matter what's happening in the market. We're gonna be catching the signals. All right, like, we literally caught the bottom here. Why do you think we caught the bottom here? Like, I didn't care if the bear market was over. Look, we made a lower low, but I was still fishing for the bottom. Well, not even fishing for the bottom. I was catching the bottom. All right. Like, people fish the bottom, get wrecked. All right. That's because they don't wait for signals. They just say, oh, yeah, it's fucking very far down. Like, oh, the market has to go up at some point. No, that's not what we do here. Okay. We wait for our signals to tell us, hey, guys, there's likely a bottom forming here. And then we wait for more signals. And then when we finally have that clear picture, hey, it's very fucking likely. That's when we go long. All right. So that's what we're going to be doing. I don't care what happens. I don't care if a new low forms. I don't care if it's this gap fill here. Either way, we're going to be looking at just signals. Okay. What signals, like, also the big picture point of view. Okay. Do we start getting the signals right on this gap fill? Okay. Because that, I mean, that's indicative of that we're probably going to be having a bottom on the gap fill. And that would be picture perfect for me. But I don't know. I don't really care what happens, like I was saying. But yeah, back to what I was saying and why I don't think it's going to stop falling. Okay, I'm not taking profits until I'm at least at 100%. That's when I'm taking 50% of my profits off the table. But just look at this. Okay, your weekly oscillators are still up here. All right, you haven't fallen down. I honestly, I want to see the market rally, because that's honestly what makes sense to me. Not now, but after we have this pullback. And if that's the case, I want to see these come down here. And what I'm saying is, I don't think we're going to have any fake outs like this. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think we are literally going to have exactly what we had here and exactly what we had here. You crossed down and you came back down into this oversold territory on the weekly time frame, and that's when you started reversing. All right, and that's literally where our bottom formed, right here. All right, so that's what we're going to be watching for. But Yeah, that's why, like, I don't think we are anywhere close to the bottom here. I think we're going to continue going down. I mean, maybe, okay, maybe I'm completely wrong and your daily oscillators won't even come into the oversold region. But look what happened last time you had this exact same scenario happen. This massive gap opened here. You had another gap down. Guys, let's just look what happened to the VIX on the 13th. Okay, what happened to the VIX on June 13th? Well, I already know what happened. It went up 22%. What happens if VIX goes up 22%? All right, from closing right here. We're almost at the target. Okay, I don't care. If I see VIX up 22%, I'm taking profits. Like guaranteed, our contracts are going to be up almost 200% if this first target gets hit. And guys, things get really cool if we come up here to this second target. We're going to be up like 400%, I'm pretty sure, if I'm thinking about this right. Either way, up here, your contract's going to be worth like 800, 900 bucks. Up here, I'm thinking your contracts are going to be like, I don't know, 1,200 bucks, something around that area. Either way, like gains are to be made. Gains are honestly sitting on the table right now. So I don't know, guys. I'm pretty excited that all this is finally happening. And I mean, the waiting game, it still is a waiting game. I mean, this is a very conservative and like this thing doesn't need our attention. This trade really doesn't need our attention until we hit that 100% mark. And you guys don't have to take your profits there. Okay, I'm just taking 50% off the table because why not? I mean, that's my money, and I mean, I just at the least I want to just conserve all my money. So even if everything goes to zero, there's all my money. Best case scenario, no, we rocket up to hit these targets and I get to take that other 50% off the table with over $1,000 per contract. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but I do think SPY is queuing up. Come down here, okay? And if SPY comes down here, it is very likely that you're going to have a case like this on the VIX where you have this first initial spike. Then the SPY is going to have its like cool off, and then you're going to make your lower low, all right, on the SPY. And then like I mean, I don't know if that's actually what happened over here on the SPY. Let's actually just pull them up like this. SPY, pull up VIX over here. We got one on there. We got one over here. Let's see. Okay, how did once we spiked on the VIX, what happened? Okay, I just want to see. When we were like this. Oh yeah, it is exactly that way. All right, I didn't even look at this. All right, but it happened exactly how I was just saying. You had your spike on the VIX, and then you had your big spike on the VIX right here, and that was this massive sell-off. And I think that's what we're having right here. So we're having our first initial big sell-off, and look, that was a 7% sell-off from here to here. That could very likely be what we got going on over here at the current point in time over here. And if that is going to be the case, guys, we got another ways to go. But either way, that's why the VIX is advantageous, right? Like we literally can do exactly this. We can get down here. Like we know it's likely that like you're probably going to start bouncing at some point after this next day of sell-off. Okay, so after tomorrow, you're probably going to start, and that's a probability. Okay, and I say that because look where you are. Okay, and by the time you're over there, your SPY oscillators, your daily oscillators, they're going to be over here. Okay, and look what happened. You started getting your cross, but what happened last time, you had this slight bounce up. I think this was FOMC, and then you formed this bullish divergence and you made your lower low. That could very well be exactly what happens. Okay, but like look what happened here. So you had your initial like spike here. You had your spike here on the VIX, and that's when you were selling off. So I want you guys to look at my mouse here, but keep your eye over here on the left side of the screen too. Look, you sold off, okay, and you had your VIX spike. So this is why it's advantageous to us, okay? Because to catch a move like that on SPY, okay, maybe, potentially, okay, to catch this kind of move with date, all right, maybe you won't be getting the gain as quick. Because look, SPY didn't fall all that much, okay? And by the time, like, SPY moved from here all the way down to here, okay, before really, like, cooling off, okay? There's a 12% move down on the SPY, way bigger than this first initial move. But what happened? Okay, once we were here, once we had a 72% move or 70% move on the VIX, we came back down here and we had some of these moves, these 40% moves, these 30% moves. All right, and that's what I think is going to be happening. I think we are going to be, or it doesn't have to happen like that. It really doesn't. We could have just a spike up like that, and then we could cool off. Well, look at this. Like you had a few days of just spikes on the VIX. This probably, let's see what this resulted in over here. Yeah, you had a wicked, nasty sell-off over here. You went down a whole, 4.75%, I guess it's not so bad, okay? But it does look like you had a lot of volatility. I guess you went up and down a lot on these days. Which that is not what we've been having in this bear market. I will say this bear market has been relatively easy to predict as long as you're keeping your eye on the VIX. Like straight up, it's been pretty easy, just consistent moves. When the VIX is at a certain level, this has been also at a certain level, and it's just pretty obvious what's going to be happening. That's why it was obvious what's happening here. You're falling out of your rising wedge here, and you're falling up. You're breaking up out of your falling wedge over here. Like it was very obvious that this move was going to be coming. And yeah, I mean, I pity the fools that are part of the crowd that didn't see this. Like, this is very, very obvious. What I will say is the whole Weevil comment section on SPY is so beyond bearish. Like, everyone just thinks massive downturns are going to keep coming. And like, did they? Okay, we like bottom on SPY, and let's see what happened. Okay, like let's see how it's look. Does it look like we're forming a bottom? All right, let's see. Like, do we have any divergences that are forming? I don't see any, but what I will say, and what I did call out earlier, actually, I called out this 3-minute divergence here, where we're going down there, and then we're going up here, and I said, hey, if anybody sees this in time, you could play that. And yeah, look, you had a pretty hefty move right there, okay? 414 all the way up to, okay, it's not that big of a move, never mind. Like scalp worthy, but not really. But yeah, I mean, you had this bearish divergence right here, and I'm just pointing out how you could have played this move, I guess. You had this, this bullish divergence. I guess you could call it bullish divergence. You kind of stayed around the same level here while completely tanking on the SPY. But I mean, guys, in reality, I'm not taking any profits. I'm not even going to try and mess with repositioning this time around. And it's strictly because of this. Look at how, like, dude, you haven't even fucking fallen yet. Guys, I'm a believer that we're going to come all the way down here pretty quick. I don't think we're going to have fake outs like this. We could have fake outs, but I really do think we're going to see some very fucking bad stuff going into September, okay? Or September is going to be the bad month. I don't know. But I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities for us to make a shit ton of money. And yeah, that's all we really have to do. I mean, it's not really stressful stuff here that's going on, okay? Like, it's exciting, but it's still a pretty passive trade here until we start taking our profits. And I'm just saying, I'm not taking the profits. But guys, just look how picture perfect this was, right? You had your head on the 200 MA. This was literally when we called the top. All right, we said 200 MA was going. Well, I told you guys that was going to be one of my last buys. All right, what I plan on being the last buy in this golden pocket that we said we're going to start putting on our charts here when they pop up. Okay, like now, like I'm pretty sure you can make a golden pocket for like when on a move up. Like we're gonna actually let's see quickly. Can we do that? We just have to. And I'm new to this whole Fibonacci. Like I'm not new, but this move up. Let's say it started, yeah, I guess we'll say it started here. Over here. So where is our golden pocket here? So it'd be 618 down to 7.8. So it'd be pretty much right here, guys. So this is our golden pocket on here. This is what, so we're going to delete this fib. And look at that, guys. Holy shit. The bottom of the gold. Hi, baby Micah. Hi. How you doing, buddy? My baby. Guys, this is crazy. Look how technicals align. Like, this is just so crazy to me. Look at that, okay? And by the time, like, you don't think we'll have a few red weekly candles by the time we get down there? That gives us plenty enough time to get down there. All right, like, technicals are actually just, they're absurd. Like, look at this. The golden pocket, the bottom of the golden pocket is pretty much the exact gap fill. How, like, what are the fucking odds, guys? I'm serious, guys. Like, technical analysis completely blows my mind each and every day. And I mean, that's how I know I'll just get rich off it. This thing, it's not like I'm just guessing here. No, this thing works. All right, TA works. Hey, leave it. Micah, leave it. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Good stuff. Good stuff, dude. She likes chewing all my shit. I actually gave her a sandal today. I gave her one of my LeBron sandals that I've been using just to walk them each morning and stuff. And every time I go out, I quickly slip them on. So I actually gave them one because, I mean, I didn't think they'd be able to chew through them. They tore one of the sandals off, like completely off of the base. So there's no thing that holds it to my foot now. And I was out and about, and I'm walking into store, and all of a sudden it just breaks off. And I had to go in the store barefoot. Luckily, it was just a gas station, and it was just very quick. But yeah, it was funny. It was a funny experience. But yeah, guys, I do think we have a mean nasty rip coming up on VIX on our hands. And I think the chart it's honestly, guys, it's looking more like these scenarios down here. And that's why I'm not taking profits yet, guys. We have weeks on these. Okay, we got like a month. We are chilling like villains. Okay, look what happened. I'm just gonna point this out. Okay, and this is why I'm not selling. I'm not selling yet. Okay, like even at maybe when we're at 100% gains on these, maybe I'm not even gonna sell half. Maybe I'm gonna sell a quarter. I don't know. Okay, because like I'm serious, guys. This looks like we could be in one of these scenarios where you absolutely fucking pop off within weeks. You pop off, and it could be something like this where we just stay down here for a while. But yeah, I mean, just look what happened. Let's just measure what happened. You crossed this week, the bottom of that. Within 5 weeks, you went up 100% on the VIX. Okay, if we do something like that within 5 weeks, all right, like that would be crazy. Okay, and that means within 4 weeks we'd be coming up here and hitting that target. Or we could just do a very quick thing like this. All right, I'm fine with that. Okay, if we hit this target, guaranteed I'm taking a lot of those profits off the table. We're gonna be so in the green, dude. The contract's gonna be almost worth $1,000. And why not like have that money to take into the next move? All right, and I'm not saying take all the money into the next move. Okay, like for me personally, I'm gonna start taking taxes out, honestly. Because that is one thing. When I made AMC money, I didn't even do it all. And I feel like if I just did that, I could have then lost all of that money. And then I only would have had to pay taxes on the money I took out. And I still would have been left with just a shit ton of money. Still would have been left with like 50 to 100K. So that would have all in all been a very great decision. So I'm going to be doing that on my trades this time around. I'm going to make a tax bank account. Well, I already have one. But I'm going to start putting money into the tax bank account. Starting with this trade, so I'm very excited for that. But yeah, guys, look, you're all the way down here on your weekly time frame, all right, on the VIX, and then you're all the way up here on the SPY. All right, it doesn't look pretty for the SPY. You hit this target, you hit this gap, you had that slight bounce there. You could have made a scalp, so I'm glad I did not even try and sell and rebuy. I would have saved like what, $10 per contract, $20 per contract maybe on my VIX calls. It wouldn't have mattered, all right, is what I'm saying. And what I'm pointing out here is this is weakness. You're coming right back to where you bounced from, right? That's weakness. Look what happened here when you broke that level. Look, you went all the way back down. Well, you just made a new leg down. That's not good. All right, and I'm just saying, like, if it's gonna play out like this, you have a ways to go. If you break, like, let's see. So you broke right here. You broke that. Now, what am I trying to do? I don't know what I'm trying to do. I really don't know. Yeah, so if you do that, it's going to be like that. Okay? And if you come down here, like, you're pretty close to that 408, all right? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing random just TA. It is not important to anything on this channel. All right? All right, guys. With that being said, I will catch you guys next video. I hope you enjoyed. I know it's a 23-minute video, but, I mean, at this point, y'all are pretty used to it. And, I mean, the people who are finding this content useful and pretty much these videos useful every day, and if you're making money off it, guys, yeah, those are the people who are staying till the end. So congratulations, pat yourself on the back. I hope you guys are making a shit ton of money, yo. Like, I was up yesterday, I was up like 3K. Today I was up like, actually I'm probably up like close to fucking 5K now, but I was up like 4K earlier. Guys, I'm just saying, fucking money is to be made, guys. I'm like really fucking hyped, man. I'm like really fucking hyped, guys. Like, I don't know. All right, it's like, but it's such a passive thing. It's such a stress-free trade we got going on here that we don't like. It's all right, because that money is gonna be so much more. Like, by the time some of these targets start getting in on VIX, like, it's gonna just imagine the contracts being $1,000 a pop. That would be fucking crazy, guys. Like, I am gonna shit my pants if I get to look at my phone or look at my computer. I don't know what you guys use. I use Thinkorswim on my phone and my computer because I like the computer. But yeah, I mean, I can't wait to just look and just see a shit ton of contracts just all worth like $1,000. Like, imagine just having you just leave 20 contracts and you just have $20,000 just sitting there in 20 contracts. Like, that's just crazy. That's like Tesla contract expensive. Like, that's crazy. All right, guys, I'll catch you guys next video. Peace.